My friends, I just want to say 3 words. 3 little words to start the week. And here they are. God is dead. God is dead. That may be the most famous line in the history of Western philosophy. It was said by a 19th century Prussian philosopher named Friedrich Nietzsche. And it's current even today. If you look at the April 8th, 1966 cover of Time magazine, they ask the question, is God dead? You can go online today and find a t-shirt for sale. On the front it says, God is dead, Nietzsche. On the back it says, Nietzsche is dead, God. It's the most famous line in Western philosophy. It's also the most misunderstood. Friedrich Nietzsche was not saying that God had somehow kicked the bucket. He was saying that man had somehow killed God. During the Enlightenment, during the mechanization age, the industrial age, we embraced logic, we embraced science, and we began to exclude religion. It was a period of time when we thought, we can find our own answers. We don't need to go back to the Bible anymore, because now we're an enlightened species. And in so doing, we basically exsanguinated God, and so, as Nietzsche was saying, God had died. Which brings us to today. Item. From Michael Knowles, writing at the Daily Wire, I quote, "For the first time in history, atheists constitute the largest religious group in America. According to the General Social Survey, the number of Americans who have no religion has increased 266% over the past 3 decades and now account for 23.1% of the population, barely edging out Catholics and evangelicals as the nation's dominant faith. Mainline Protestant churches have suffered the greatest collapse, declining 62.5% since 1982 and now comprising just 10.8% of the U.S. population. As religiosity has declined, social ills have abounded. Nearly 1 in 5 American adults suffers from anxiety disorders, which now constitute the most common mental illness in the country. 1 in 6 Americans takes antidepressant drugs, a 65% surge over just 15 years. The problem is particularly acute among younger Americans. While depression diagnoses have increased 33% since 2013, that number is up 47% among millennials and 63% among teenagers. Coincidentally, suicide rates among American teenagers have increased by 70% since 2006. American life expectancy declined again last year as Americans continue to drug and kill themselves at record rates. Social scientists have long since established a link between religiosity and life satisfaction. As social psychologist Sonia Lubomirsky observes, people who attend religious services several times each week are nearly twice as likely as those who worship less than once a month to describe themselves as very happy. Such psychologists simply state the obvious. The belief that God loves you and that you will live with him in eternity offers greater consolation than the view of death as a dirt nap that stiffens you into worm food. Unquote. My friends, you can't argue with facts. Again and again and again, the facts show that people who are involved in religion, any religion, live longer, healthier lives. Because religion is a nourishing force. It's a spiritually nutritious thing. People flourish when they're religious. I'm not talking about religions where they cut your head off. You can argue whether those are religions or whether they're simply a cult. I'm speaking about other religions where people believe, live your life, be the best person you can, respect, and if you can't respect, at least tolerate other people of other faiths. And so parents today who are so sophisticated, so smart, so cool, that they raise their kids with belief in nothing. They're damaging the kids, perhaps irreparably. They're damaging themselves. If you can't find it within yourself to believe in God, then do some searching, because I will promise you, if you search hard enough for meaning, for proof of God's existence, you will find it. I promise you. And if you do find it, just as I did way back in the late 80s, I grew up not religious. It wasn't until 1986 that I began to take the first elementary step towards eventually becoming religious, which I have been for over 30 years. It's the best decision I ever made. Yes, I'm Orthodox Jewish, and yes, I can't eat a whole bunch of things I used to eat, and I can't go shopping on Saturdays anymore. There's a whole bunch of other things I can't do, and you know what? I am perfectly fine with that, because I'm doing these things, abstaining from some things for a reason, because I'm confident that God wants me to. I know it for a fact. And when I make that small sacrifice, and believe me, not eating a McDonald's cheeseburger is not much of a sacrifice. I couldn't care less. I never looked back, and I never missed it. But what I've gained by being religious has made all the difference. It's been fantastic. I wouldn't change a thing. Whether you're Jewish, Christian, Buddhist, Hindu, whatever religion you are, as long as you're not waging jihad, embrace the religion. Teach it to your children. Let them decide to embrace it on their own. It will be good physically, psychologically, emotionally. And I happen to believe that our mission here in this world is to seek out and embrace God. Because with all the yayas done and all the swamps in Washington, D.C., and all the politics and all the corporations and all the trillions and trillions of dollars in debt, when that's all gone, it's just you and the universe. It's just you and God. That's what it boils down to. Take it from me. It'll be the best thing you've ever done. That I also promise you. That said, we will go back to earth. We will talk about the misdeeds of men, the lack of wisdom, the shocking, appalling dishonesty. This is Real Truth. I'm Howard Riell. We'll be right back.
Before hiring a realtor from a big corporation who outsources their jobs and pays little to no taxes, ask yourself, what do you really want in a realtor? You need a realtor who is honest and has integrity, a realtor who is focused on the client's bottom line, not the realtor's bottom line, who provides personable, over-the-top service before, during, and after the transaction. You want a realtor that knows how to market your property. Hi, I'm James Morgan, a realtor with Grisham & Associates, LLC. I am your Colorado real estate specialist. Land deals, mountain cabins, or urban dwellings, I've got you covered. For the first-time home buyer, we will make it the best experience. If you are looking to move up or downsizing, we will do better than your last transaction. Call me today at 720-203-0731 or visit coloradoproperties.online. Let me do a great job for you.
Grandpa's Pawn and Gun. We are a family-owned and operated business. We run a gun store, pawn shop in Longmont, Colorado, and have served the Front Range for nearly 25 years. Currently, we have over 400 guns for sale in our 4,200 square foot showroom. Grandpa's Pawn and Gun, according to Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, is one of the state's highest volume gun dealers. We are also the busiest pawn shop in Longmont, and we offer the lowest interest rates on your loans in northern Colorado. Seriously, why would you pawn your valuables anywhere else? We've sold over 45,000 guns since 1999, so if you are into those old Colts and Winchesters or new Glocks and H&Ks, we'll take good care of you. People you can trust and a pawn shop you can trust. That's Grandpa's Pawn and Gun, 303-772-7952. That's 303-772-7952.
Join us and don't miss a moment of the Alex Jones
Show, your #1 source for real independent media. Find out what the mainstream media doesn't want you to know. Versus pro-America, pro-family, pro-freedom. We are rebooting 1776. Exclusive reports, live coverage, information you won't find anywhere else. Tomorrow's news today. Stay informed by listening to KHNC 1360 AM. The Alex Jones Show on KHNC, the heart of northern Colorado.
All right, welcome back to a brand new week of Real Truth, a thrill ride through the apocalypse, if you want to look at it that way. If you're watching me on video, you know, and you can find the video on YouTube or Facebook after the show. I'm wearing my brand new New York Mets cap. The reason I'm wearing it is that this is the 50th anniversary of the Miracle Mets win of the World Series. I remember it well. I was all of 11 years old. My father, rest in peace. And I used to watch the Mets all season long. It was a season filled with miracles. It was a playoff and a World Series filled with even more miracles. And so by wearing this cap, I not only remember that time in my life, I remember my father, and it's a way of honoring his memory. That said, let's kick it off. Joe DeGenova, former federal prosecutor, being interviewed in this clip from just this past weekend, talking about Congressman Devin Nunes sending out 8 criminal referrals to Attorney General William Barr. I talked about God in the opening segment. God is a God of justice. Ultimately, all the scales of the universe even out. So maybe there's a little justice coming to the sleazebags and the scumbags who've been using our intelligence apparatus to target their political enemies and try and hoodwink the American people. Well, they've been outed. Here's Joe DeGenova. The FBI, let me lay this out for you. FBI has been violating the laws concerning classified documents for 5 years. So my friends, use your memories now. Stretch your memories a little bit. How many people have been arrested over those 5 years? How many people have been prosecuted? How many people have been jailed? Because, you know, it's illegal. It's very illegal. What's that, you say? Nobody has so much as been charged with a crime for passing out illegal information, classified documents for 5 years. Welcome to the swamp. Welcome to the swamp, where the people with the power do whatever the hell they want. And if you don't like it, you can go fuddle your duddle. They act with impunity. They break laws without fear because they're the swamp. And Donald Trump has sworn to bring them down. Thank God. Now, that said, let's go to another clip from Fox News. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is telling Russia to get the hell out of Venezuela. Now, we haven't talked a lot about this, But this is very, very serious stuff. You remember the Cuban Missile Crisis, right? When the Russians, the Soviet Union at the time, put nuclear missiles 90 miles away from the United States. And we had a showdown, and we almost had nuclear war over it. Well, now Russia wants to do it again. This could be the most pressing geopolitical challenge that we have. And all because Venezuela is a socialist toilet. Socialism has dragged Venezuela down from being a wealthy country to being a toilet. And so, yeah, by all means, let's bring socialism here. Isn't that a great idea? Here's Fox News.
Like Pompeo warning Russia to stop propping up the Maduro regime.
Let me jump in here, Arthel. Russia isn't the only country that has a history of not heeding warnings. Most countries have not heeded the warnings of the United States because we've had a series of weak political presidents. We've had presidents afraid to take action, unable to take action, unwilling to take action. And so we have effectively been bitch slapped by most of the countries we deal with because they haven't respected us. That's all changed now. Now we have a real leader in the White House, and they're not doing that to us anymore. That's why we're seeing things kind of jostle around, because we're fixing these problems, these long-term problems that we've been suffering from. Now they're being addressed and fixed by Donald Trump. And what a pleasure it is. Now, if we intervened, I think this guy is right. If we intervened, it would give Maduro in Venezuela, who's the bad guy, a chance to unite his people behind him by saying, look how evil America is. They're trying to militarily take us over. So he'd be able to deflect their hatred of him to hatred of America. And if he did that, he would find allies and accomplices in our left-leaning media. You can bet Maduro would be the fair-haired boy on CNN and MSNBC and NBC and ABC and CBS, and in all the liberal news outlets. They would join Maduro and his Venezuelan scumbags in saying, look how evil America is. Why would American news outlets point the accusing finger at America? Why would they blast news 24/7 that makes America look bad? Simple. Because as liberal news outlets, they hate America. Yeah, they hate Donald Trump too, but basically they hate America. They hate Americans. CNN, MSNBC are treasonous, lying news outlets. And so if Maduro were able to point the finger of accusation at America, they would help him against America.
So with that said, does there need to be a lot of bite behind what Secretary Pompeo said, meaning did he really have to, which he didn't? Do you agree that he doesn't have to spell out the consequences at this point? Do you agree with the Secretary's statement?
I don't think they should have said anything like that. I think that any bellicose remarks from the administration with regard to 100 troops in Venezuela only serves Russian interests and raises the stakes and make it more and more difficult down the road for the United States just to stand pat, which would be the smart move.
And meanwhile, you've got Maduro there fighting to the end to hold on to power. And now Russia's saying, guess what, buddy, we're here for you. So do you think that he will, Maduro, finally give up the ghost, or is he going to just keep hanging on, especially now that Russia has emboldened him with the troop support?
Well, that's a great question. The Russians sent 100 troops, most probably special forces types, and they're there for two reasons. First of all, to ensure the physical safety of Maduro and to buck him up a little bit. But secondly, and more deviously, it is to prevent Maduro from cutting some sort of side deal where he can move all his associates and family members onto, comfortable exile. So the Russians are also establishing physical control over Maduro too, and that's the darker side of the 100 troop deposit by the Russians.
But what do they gain by getting his? Or are they going to accept him to his country, to their country, to Russia? Accept Maduro to Russia?
The Russians aren't willing to accept defeat here yet. The Russians can be very stubborn when they get involved in these sorts of things. Look at Afghanistan in the 70s and 80s. What the Russians are trying to do, their only options are to bait the United States into doing something which will change the political and public PR dynamics inside of Central and South America and win support for Maduro by making him the champion of Venezuelan nationalism and a defender against Yankee imperialism.
Yeah, well, between you and me, my friends, I couldn't give a rat's ass about Maduro or Venezuela. But the takeaway here is extremely valuable. Venezuela has shish kebabbed itself. It has committed hara-kiri. They were a wealthy nation. They embraced socialism. And now, as I said before, now they are suffering. Knowing that, look at the yahoos and the wingnuts and the pinheads here who want to embrace socialism. Mainly it's college kids, because college kids know nothing. They got mush between their ears, so they love it. And the politicians, and I won't even bother mentioning their names to you, know them as well as I do, the Democrat politicians, they're just as stupid, just as ignorant as the college kids. Plus, they want to damage America. And so they're all in on socialism. It would be cancer for this country. Item. From ABC News, federal authorities have charged the man they believe was plotting to ram a stolen truck into pedestrians at the National Harbor waterfront development in Maryland, just outside the nation's capital, unquote. My friends, this article very assiduously and very carefully neglects to mention any details about this guy, like, for instance, what religion he belongs to. I'll let you take a guess. We'll be right back.
and 1975? If so, you may have an aluminum wired home. Aluminum wiring can be hazardous. These homes are around 50 years old now and using more electrical power than ever imagined back in the day. An aluminum wire does not get better with time. They are much harder to insure and harder to sell as well. Aluminum wire repair or electricians focus on the permanent mitigation of the aluminum wire hazard. Call them for a free inspection now. Aluminum wire repair, 720-299-4706, or visit their website at alwirerepair.com. Don't walk away from a home you're planning on buying just because it has aluminum wire. Let them help you. Your safety is their business. They are A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call them today, 720-299-4706, or visit their website, alwirerepair.com.
Grandpa's Pawn and Gun, serving Longmont and the Front Range of Colorado since 1994. We specialize in guns and currently have over 400 guns for sale. We also buy, sell, pawn, and trade for gold, silver, musical instruments, knives, archery equipment, quads, side-by-side, coins, and a lot more. We buy gun collections and do appraisals, which is smart for insurance purposes should a claim arise. We are, according to ATF, Colorado's second highest volume gun dealer, and because we have a lot lower overhead than the big box stores, we can beat the big box stores by as much as $100 per gun. And we have the lowest interest rates in northern Colorado, half of what the corporate stores charge when you're doing a loan. Come and see us at Grandpa's Pawn and Gun. If you love guns and you love gold, come and see us. Check us out on the web, www.grandpaspawn.com or 303-772-7952. Grandp?
Are you staring out the window daydreaming about spring, your lush green yard and backyard barbecues? Well, don't blink. Before you know it, you'll be knee-high in grass. Don't let the HOA come pounding on your door. Don't be that guy. Call Turf Tamers Landscaping at 970-460-TURF or visit our website at turftamerslandscaping.com. We'll get your yard in tip-top shape. Specializing in maintenance and install of commercial and residential properties, we pride ourselves in our clean-cut and approachable crew to work efficiently and quickly detailing your property. Visit our website at turftamerslandscaping.com. Our install crew can transform your backyard into the outdoor living space you've always dreamed of. Call me, Brian, at 970-460-TURF for a free walkthrough and estimate where we can meet and discuss the best options for your landscaping needs. Family-owned and locally operated, we've been serving northern Colorado for over 18 years. Thank you for your support and supporting KHNC.
The Alex Jones Show, right here on KHNC, the heart of northern Colorado. Stay tuned. The Alex Jones Show, right here on KHNC.
All right, let's connect the dots. By the way, you're listening to Real Truth. I am Howard Riell. What's that you say? Yes, the author of Real Truth, Stay Angry, my hit book. Go online and find it. Virtualbookworm.com, Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com. Real Truth, Stay Angry. That's R-I-E-L-L. Now, we were just talking about Venezuela and what a garbage scow it is of socialism, how the country injected itself with cancer by adopting socialism, and now it's nothing. It's dying. There's just one of the news items I have in the stack of stuff today is that people in Venezuela are now invading cemeteries to loot whatever valuables were buried with their dear departed loved ones. It is a pathetic and shocking scene, and liberal idiots in the Democrat Party want that to come here to America. And if you vote for them, they will bring it here to America. So the good news is, I guess you may see your departed parents or grandparents a lot sooner than you've been planning if the Democrats win. According to Glenn Beck, we will be shocked when we realize how far down the communist checklist we are. In other words, how far down the road to becoming Venezuela or the Soviet Union we are. Here's Glenn Beck.
You're going to enjoy this because you and I the communist goals of 1963.
All right, so, folks, let's stop for a second. Let's not be stupid. Let's be smart and let's be honest. This whole long laundry list that Glenn Beck is reading about how the communists will go about destroying America, their strategy, step by step, their playbook for destroying America, are all things that are coming from the Democrats. I'll post this video on my Facebook page, Real Truth Radio Show. Go there, watch it, have a pen or a pencil in your hand, jot down all the different things that Glenn Beck is saying, all the different strategies that the Soviet Union had for taking America apart, for dismantling it. It's all the Democrat playbook. It's all from the left. Why would the Democrats adopt a playbook to help destroy America? Well, the obvious one is the one that occurred to you when I asked you that question, because the Democrats want to destroy America. They're going to do it the same way their ideological friends, the Soviet Union, tried to do it. Well, the Soviet Union one morning didn't exist anymore, 1991. And if the Democrats get power, America suddenly will not exist anymore, certainly not the America we know. So the fact that the Democrats are implementing, these are not just things they want to do, these are things they're already doing, things they're fighting for. Implementing a program that was originally conceived and designed to destroy America. That is your Democrat Party.
Number 20, infiltrate the press. Get control of book review. Just read the book review from the New York Times of Ben Shapiro's book. Get control of editorial writing and policy-making positions. Gain control of key positions in radio, TV, motion picture. Number 22, continue discrediting American culture by degrading our forms of artistic expression. American communist style was built to eliminate all good structure from parts and buildings, substitute fake, shapeless, awkward, and meaningless forms. We don't know that there was something American that they, what do they call that thing they use? That's there's one you find they do this. I don't know what it is. Here's an interesting thing about this. In our system, eliminate all good structure from parts and buildings. They were talking about taking Thomas Jefferson's yeah, Merciful. Yeah, because really was just
My friends, like I said, I'm going to post this when we go to a commercial break. The playbook for destroying America is the same as the Democrat playbook. And so I'm begging you, if you have until now been stupid enough to vote Democrat, get smarter. Let today be day one and the rest of your life, which you spend a lot more intelligently than you had been doing. Don't put power in the hands of people who want to destroy this country, and you and me with it. Don't do it. If you can't bring yourself to flip a switch for a Republican candidate, then just stay home. Work in your garden that day. Watch a sitcom. Watch sports on TV. But if you care about this country and yourself and your family, if you care about the future, you better start voting Republican. I think we're on a commercial break. We'll be back. Now I'm hung up on. They disconnected me. Try not to take offense.
Hey, Howard, did you hang up on accident?
No, I got disconnected.
Okay, well, that could be our phone system. The music was coming in right when you cut out, so it was good timing. I don't know what happened, but I didn't do anything on my end. It just you dropped off.
Well, suddenly I just heard beep, 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 which told me I was disconnected.
Okay, well, you're on now. Let me
Okay.
put this on. It's a commercial, okay?
Okay.
what you get when you call 800-951-0592. You have my word on it. I'm Joe Jaquin, CEO of the Patriot Trading Group. Check us out online at allamericangold.com.
Are you staring out the window daydreaming about spring, your lush green yard and backyard barbecues? Before you know it, you'll be knee-high in grass. Don't let the HOA come pounding on your door. Don't be that guy. Call Turf Gamers Landscaping at 970-460-TURF or visit the website at turftamerslandscaping.com. We will get your yard in tip-top shape. Specializing in maintenance and install of commercial and residential properties, we pride ourselves in our clean-cut and approachable for efficiently and quickly detailing your property. Visit our website at turftamerslandscaping.com. Our install crew can transform your backyard into the outdoor living space you've always dreamed of. Call me, Brian, at 970-460-TURF for a free walkthrough and estimate where we can meet and discuss the best options for your landscaping needs. Family owned and locally operated, we've been serving Northern Colorado for over 18 years. Thank you for your support and supporting KHNC.
My friends, you can remember Joe Biden as vice president, right? He was vice president for 8 years. What's that? You can't remember him? That's because he was a non-entity as vice president. Yeah, every once in a while he'd come out of his hole and he'd put his foot in his mouth and embarrass himself in the Obama administration overall. He's pretty much of a putz, did nothing of any real consequence as vice president. Well, now he wants to be president, which would be funny if there weren't people so brain dead in this country they might actually vote for him. Here's Dick Morris talking about what kind of vice president Joe Biden was. Give a listen to this. which actually is a good thing, my friends, because Biden is such a dimwit and an asswipe, he would certainly have botched whatever he'd been handed. Yeah, I don't care who sponsored it, but the bottom line is this. Joe Biden is ill-equipped to be president. We don't need to learn that. We've known it. He's made it abundantly clear over the decades, saying stupid thing after stupid thing. He would be a disaster, as would everyone in the Democrat field right now. Item from The Verge. China has quite the reputation for monitoring its citizens, and it feels like various parts of the country are constantly figuring out new ways to use gadgets to that end. RFID chips in cars, facial recognition sunglasses, and location tracking uniforms for students each made headlines in the past year. Now you can add sanitation workers with GPS-equipped tracking bracelets to the list. Unquote. My friends, China is teaching us two valuable things. One is how to keep track of everybody you want to keep track of. Number two is how to keep Muslims from getting a political foothold in your country. I can imagine someone suggesting, for example, that here in America, we use all these different tracking technologies to keep track of Muslims so that they don't toddle off somewhere and blow things up or drive cars into crowded streets or behead people. I'm just saying, it's not the worst idea I've ever heard. It would not be a violation of freedom of religion because I don't believe Islam is a religion. I think it's a cult. And there are many former Muslims who would agree with me. Find them on YouTube. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back and we'll wrap it up. You don't have to use an RFID chip to find me, my friends. I'll be right here.
Join us and don't miss a moment of the Alex Jones.
Hey, Howard, Jason.
Yep.
The coughing and stuff that you were doing, I don't know if you were trying to mute it, but it went over the air, just to let you know.
Okay, yeah, it's allergy season and I'm suffering.
No, it's fine. Your show, you can do whatever you want, but yeah, I didn't know if you thought you were silent when it was happening, but yeah, it was definitely audible.
Okay.
No problem. All right, hang on.
Okay.
You can buy just about anywhere in the world for all kinds of different deals. So why do you use the Patriot rating for 20 years of service? Just like that. A+ rating for Business Bureau? Just like that. Lowest price? Just like that. Just like that. Fine? Just like that. For all your gold and silver needs, all the Patriot rating at 800-951-0592. Just like that.
Tax season, traffic, bills, or just plain cabin fever. Come fly fish the North Platte River, Trout Timber. By Brian Harris, Trout Timber, 970-460-8873, or visit our website at trouttimber.com. Servicing the whole North Platte River from North King Canyon to Cat. On target to aggressive rain, or floating in the section of the river. 4 hours north of Denver, 1 hour west of Cat. Book a trip at trouttimber.com and call us at 970-460-8873. Very deep, friendly, approximately 8 hours on the trip, both floated down to the North Platte River. Prices include 50 supply, all gear, budget for 2 anglers. Call about discounts for best service to the 860.
All right, my friends, we are back. Listen, if I've been coughing and sputtering and hacking, it is allergy season. I apologize. All complaints can be forwarded to the manufacturer. Item from weather.com. An intense storm is expected to develop in the plains by midweek, bringing heavy snow, high winds, potential blizzard conditions, and perhaps even some severe thunderstorms, unquote. How about that, my friends? Heavy snow, blizzard conditions. Boy, I'll tell you, global warming is horrible, isn't it? Item from the Associated Press, Dateline, Oakland Township. Authorities say a 70-year-old motorcyclist has died after he collided with a turkey that was trying to cross a road in suburban Detroit, unquote. The takeaway from this, my friends? Destiny is in God's hands. You never know what's going to happen. Item from Breitbart. This is about Peter Buttigieg, the mayor of South Bend, Indiana. He writes the following to Vice President Mike Pence, quote, "My marriage to Chasen," now Chasen is his husband, "my marriage to Chasen has made me a better man. And yes, Mr. Vice President, it has moved me closer to God," unquote. Well, I don't know where Mr. Buttigieg is finding God. I know I've read that gay men go to public toilets to try and hook up. Maybe he's suggesting that God can be found in a public toilet. Item from Breitbart. Actor Alec Baldwin routinely mocks President Donald Trump on Saturday Night Live, but the star now believes he could actually beat the president in a real White House race, unquote. My friends, Alec Baldwin may win a position. It won't be president. He may take over for Joe Biden as the biggest horse's rectum in America. Item from Breitbart. Family Research Council is putting pressure on districts of 7 House Democrats to urge their members of Congress to sign the discharge petition for a bill that would protect babies who survive abortion from infanticide. So we have got to force Democrats not to kill babies. I'll say that again. Sometimes my voice doesn't reach. People have to force Democrats to not kill babies. If that doesn't convince you never to vote for a Democrat again, then you better take your pulse. Make sure you have one. Stand in front of a mirror and see if there's any breath coming out of your mouth and fogging up the mirror. Because if you're still planning on voting Democrat, you may just not exist. You may be a ghost and be unaware of it. But if you are alive, make your life count. With your vote, you can help protect infants. You can help save the lives of babies from the progressive Democrats who want them killed. Doesn't get any more basic than that, does it, my friends? And it is on that note that I will leave you today. I will be back in 23 hours. Hopefully my allergies be a little bit better. And hopefully you'll be a little bit wiser for having listened to the show. Go to my Facebook page. Watch that video. I will see you on tomorrow, my friends. In the meantime, take my advice. It's not the first time I've offered it, and it won't be the last. Stay safe. Stay healthy. And stay angry. And get my book, Real Truth, Stay Angry. I will see you tomorrow.